Welcome back to the podcast. We've talked a lot on here before about how people are, not even using Google so much anymore as they are ChatGPT, and how that's really shaking things up as far as businesses go. How do they get their business, ranked and known by these? It's called answer engine optimization. I've heard it phrased recently instead of search engine optimization. So, how do I get ChatGPT to recommend my company? And so that's where this new company called Peec AI comes in. They raised $21 million to help brands adapt to this change, continue to grow their business. And I really think they're onto something here. This is going to be a huge industry moving forward. Jaden, we're going to get into all that. But before we do, would you tell them about our school community?
Every week, we record a bonus piece of content that we only post on our school community. And we currently have a Black Friday discount to join the school community. It's only $19 a month with the Black Friday discount. So if you get that, you'll be locked in. We currently have over 300 members, and we are essentially a bunch of people that are all working on growing and scaling our businesses with AI. Jamie and I share insights into the tools that we are actually using today. This week, we recorded a video on a software I've used to do all of my video editing using AI. It is amazing. And I have a video editor and a podcast production company in Arizona. So this is something that is very useful to me. But also if you're making content for your business or for your career, even on LinkedIn or YouTube for your product and service, this is an amazing video that I would highly recommend you go check out. It's got some features I haven't seen anywhere else. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description to our AI Hustle school community. It is $19 a month. All right. Let's talk about Peec. I think this is an amazing tool that I also think would not sponsored in any way, but think this is really useful for a lot of people. It does a couple different things. Number one, and I'll also mention this is based in Europe, in Berlin. So this isn't a Silicon Valley company, which is interesting. I'm always interested in these European or international AI companies. It's kind of exciting. One thing is that they give you visibility into how your brand appears inside of ChatGPT or Claude or any of these AI models, which is just a really useful thing. They, number one, show you how your brand appears. Number two, they'll monitor the sentiment. So when people are talking about your company, are they getting responses that are positive or negative, right? Let's say they're talking about Jamie's real estate company, and all of a sudden it's Jamie never called me back and is mad, right? Then Jamie could get on there and use this tool to fix his reputation. Just kidding. Jamie already has 100% success rate and a 5-star review. So Jamie doesn't have a problem with this, but you get the idea, right? If your company had some sort of negative sentiment, you could go and address whatever the issue was. Or maybe there's something you don't even know that your company needs to work on. So it does that. But in addition, it actually helps you to fix how you rank and show up inside of these. You call it answer optimization, Jamie. They call it generative engine optimization, GEO. Okay. I've heard it both ways. I've heard a lot of ways. I mean, it's a new ththing. So everyone's trying to coin the term, and then whoever gets their term to stick the longest is going to be like, I coined GEO. People probably like this because it's like search engine optimization, generative engine optimization. They like to, pretty similar. So basically what they're trying to do now, they are adding about 300 customers a month, I think. And with that, they now are able to raise this new round of funding. Apparently, they are over $100 million as far as what their valuation is. Tobias Swinoa is now their CTO. Daniel Bravo is their CRO. And they've been really bullish on a lot of their expansion, what they've been able to do, and how they've been able to actually get you to rank better inside of these search engines, which is something I've been talking about a lot on the show for years, the importance here. And there's not a lot of people that know how to actually do it. So I've actually talked to some people in the past, and I think we've even recorded podcast episodes in the past, giving you some hints on ways to do this. I think they're on our school community in the bonus content. But I wouldn't doubt that this company has also found more secret hacks inside of this. But I guess, Jamie, from your opinion, how important would this be for a company?
I mean, I think hugely important because, until ChatGPT allows for advertisers to put ads up, which may or may not be the downfall of ChatGPT, there's no way to get your business recognized unless you know some of these tips and tricks, or if you have someone working on the back end stuff for you. So, I don't know I would love to know what their tricks are, but I would say it's hugely important going forward. No matter if you are a small service business or what you are. Imagine someone asking, who's the best septic tank cleaner in Grand Rapids, Michigan? In your septic tank cleaning company, you want to be able to show up first. That's how you're going to get that organic business.
So it is really interesting how this company works, by the way. Instead of it all just being like this giant keyword SEO tool, which I think we're all really used to when you're bidding on keywords for ads or even trying to do like SEO, that you're used to these dashboards. Instead, what it is, it has a dashboard and it is all about prompts. So you can track up to 25 prompts, like best pressure washer in Raleigh, North Carolina, or Raleigh, North Carolina pressure washing company, right? Like if this was your location or your business, you could track those prompts. You track up to 25 of them, and I think it's 75 euros a month. It's like $87 a month. You can do 100 prompts for $196 a month. Both of those have free trials, by the way. And then they have an enterprise deal, or basically an enterprise thing, which is $493 a month. So you're paying $500 a month if you're enterprise, or you have like some of these smaller tiers. I think this is so interesting. And then they will actually give you actionable things to improve your rankings. And I will give you guys one tip because I think this is gold. But one example that they gave someone, if you had like the query or the prompt that you were tracking, the best CRMs for fast growing companies, if that was like the question you wanted to answer, they recommend that you join the Reddit CRM subreddit discussion and talk about it. So it kind of gives you some insights into where the AI models are getting a lot of their data. Reddit is a huge place for this, but it's like, oh, well, this is what you're tracking. Well, you want to go to this subreddit, or you want to go to this forum, or you want to go to this website or this place, because I think what they're basically doing is like they do the search, they see what the response is, and then they try to reverse engineer where that response is coming from. Like if it gives a recommendation, it like reverse engineers where that response is coming from. It finds the source, and then it recommends you go to that source to talk about your company. Reddit is a good place, but I think there's a lot of other places it would recommend as well. But yeah, that's a little golden nugget for anyone if you don't want to sign up for this, where you might start and the process you might take to get these results. But obviously they're a whole company that does it. They got a free trial. So I think it's also worth it to go try this out if this is something you're interested in.
Yeah, and I think it's probably a little more complicated than just go to Reddit and start spamming Reddit with your business. But that was probably just the example. I would assume that's just the example they gave, and they're not going to give away all their secret sauce in an article. But
I will also say, though, as far as Reddit, I do think it is a slept on gem. I have a friend with a software company, and he says he is getting an insane amount of business. He has a really high ticket, like $10,000 software thing he sells to like a certain niche. And he said he's getting a ton of business from one of his employees will just go on Reddit and I think sometimes they'll go and answer questions and just be like, this is like my favorite tool, but this is a good tool, but like I use this one at the end of the day, right? Trying to make it seem like as unbiased as possible. But then they will also, I think, like have one account ask a question, like what's the best tool to do XYZ? And then they'll go respond to their own question inside of these. Yeah. I think he says that he's get like a ton of traffic and sales. Like I think he's done over $100,000 in sales from messages posted on like from stuff on Reddit. So it is a great area when you're getting started and growing your company, or even for bigger companies as well. So yeah, definitely not one to sleep on. Overall, I think this whole industry is going to keep growing and growing. One thing that I think is interesting is how they were able to kind of make this tool. So obviously everyone nowadays is using ChatGPT to get these kind of answers. And so in order to create the tool, what they did is they essentially bought a raw data set of a lot of requests. And then they said, quote, we have to filter all these out to really get the questions that people ask around brands or purchases and products and services. And then they're able to kind of go down from there and try to reverse engineer how people are doing things. But it's interesting because they're trying to find the searches that are going to lead to the most actual sales. So anyways, I think this is an incredible area, a great industry. If you're interested in it, I would definitely go check out that tool. Also, go check out Reddit. That's your golden nugget for the day. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning into the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to us if you left a rating and review. If you have Apple or Spotify, on Spotify, it's the About tab. On Apple, you can drop some stars, leave us a comment. We read them and we appreciate them. They really help the show to grow. So we'd appreciate that. Also, make sure to go check out the AI Hustle School community if you want to grow and scale your business using AI. All right. Hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day.